Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I want to thank all of our listeners from all over the world. Please do subscribe and share if you're not already. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, there's just people all over the place, and there's actually people actually have friends on here. Like I just got off the phone with Rocky from Australia. I was actually talking to him. We were video chatting in person in real life because that's what friends do. They talk to each other like human beings.
And the reason you and I are talking right now is because I consider you my friend, bro. Because of our deep chats, deep chats, covering all kinds of shit. Nothing controversial.
Deep chats. Yeah, and we've had some arguments, which I also appreciate. Because I don't like.
You can't just hang out with people who suck your opinion, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, right? I can't live in an echo chamber. I need somebody to go, hey, well, this is the way I see it. I'm like, oh, well, you see it like a cunt sees it, and you're like, well, you see it like a dickhead sees it. I'm like, hey, let's agree to be dickheads and cunts.
Right, and there you go. And then we had a good fucking argument. We find common ground. We disagree on a few things. We have good conversations. And isn't that the thing, dude? To talk about shit and not get your little man panties all up in a little bunch.
Where have you been? You haven't been on in a while.
I've been depressed as fuck.
Well, why are you doing that? Why wouldn't you fucking chat somebody up if you're feeling down like that? Because I'll bust your balls and give you something to really be sad about. You know what I mean? I'll send you pictures of my dick. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm the kind of guy that just will go camping and bury himself under a tree when I'm depressed.
Well, you know what? That's actually a really good thing to do. Get back to nature and you clear yourself out, man. You get all these fucking 5G shit out from outside.
I'm talking literally and theoretically. So if you just never hear from me again, you know what happened. But if I'm set up in some kind of bullshit news thing where like Dave went psycho, and then it's absolute psyops. The NSA got a hold of my emails, fucking bop, right?
Yeah, but you say enough things that go with the narrative. Like I know it's not all bullshit. Like that. Look at that Juanito tipped you there, Dave.
What do you mean?
Juanito gave you a tip. You didn't see the little jingly jing thing that come up with it?
No.
You didn't see that? Juanito gave you a tip. Check your thing there. He just gave you some money.
God damn it. Holy shit.
That's how you show appreciation, yeah.
God damn. Holy shit. Love you, man.
Well, thanks, Juanito. That's cool, man.
Thanks, Juanito.
Too.
All three of us have had some arguments, disagreements, agreements. That's part of being a human and being able to truly accept people for the differences that they have.
Well, the differences that we have are what make us unique. I mean, if we were all this fucking sane, we'd be like how the lefties want. They don't want you thinking for yourself. They want you to just shut up and fall in line and just do what we tell you to do,
Well, and see where I'll argue with you right there is not just lefty and righty. Everybody wants you to just do that, and it's the corporation, right?
Well, I say lefty, and I mean globalists. I'm just so used to, like, there was a time when the left was the globalist side and the right was still right, but now you're absolutely correct. The globalists, because there's no right left.
I'm so far left that I'm like. I'm off like there. I'm not.
You're in the middle again.
I'm not even close to a Democrat. Yeah, like fuck the Democrat.
You're in the middle again. You're standing in the middle, going, "What the fuck are they talking about way over there? And what the fuck are they talking about way over there?" Because I'm not
and who the fuck? Right, and where is anybody talking about like the real shit that matters, like healthcare in a pandemic? Nobody's talking about it. Nobody.
Well, because they're not worried about it because it's not a real pandemic that you can solve with medicine. It's bullshit. It's fucking.
Why? Because they created it. Because they created it. Fucking. What's his name? Fauci admitted to taking $3.9 million from an offshoot of the National Institute of Health. I know you know this.
And where did he give it to? Who did he give it to?
He went directly to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. And guess where? Wait for it. Wuhan, China. Guess where it sprung up? Oh, Wuhan, China. Guess where Delta 9 sprung up? Ooh, Wuhan, China.
And guess what else sprung up there?
What's
Well,
that?
I mean, guess what else sprung up in Antarctica? The Great Wall military base. That's weird. It sounds kind of
Hmm.
Chinese, doesn't it?
Ooh,
Did you,
kind of
see- did you
does.
see Google Maps put all the fucking roads back on Antarctica? They took them off for a while. They weren't on there. You got to zoom in really close to see them, but there's
Yep.
all these roads,
Antarctica.
and
Antarctica was buzzed out.
there's
You
yeah,
know what?
no,
You know what's a trip?
I looked
Like,
at it the other day. They have all the fucking bases on there again, all the roads and shit. The roads that just they continue and then they just disappear, but then it's a little dotted line, which means it's underground now, like
yeah,
a
I wonder
subway.
why they did that. Why would they give us back that information? That's wild. So there's some kind of propaganda there, right?
Well, you can see the countries, you can see the languages that are the bases are named. There's Spanish, there's I think there's Russian, there's Chinese, there's American. You can tell the ones are like Main Street and Baseball Avenue. It's like, and obviously it's ours, right?
Right.
Egotistical Lane,
Yeah.
Artificial
Oh,
Stink Avenue. Yeah,
that must
well,
be ours. Arctal, yeah, the rectal wreakage.
well, there's a base there. It's called Great Wall. It's called the Great Wall Base. I think it's very Chinese. And then there's actually like Chinese. I think there's some kind of a language, some kind of a Middle Eastern language too. The
Now,
13 countries that have the treaty, but no one's
now,
allowed to go there.
Are you scared of China? Are you thinking like, oh, we got to prep up for China, or are you,
No, the UN.
or do you think that we're ramping up to piss China off
No,
and
no, no.
setting
We
it
no,
up as a
we
psyop?
capitulated to them. Biden capitulated to them. You didn't hear the hot mic on his inauguration when you hear Hunter going, "Oh no, we made a plea deal. I'm good." Yeah, I have the video of that too, by the way.
Well, I
So
mean, they own us financially, right? So they
they
could
own
tank
us
our
every.
economy overnight, right?
That's what Bitcoin is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, really,
There's
is
no reason
Bitcoin
why our
money?
stock market should be soaring when no one's worked in like 18 months. Come on. Look at all the money they're giving us. I keep getting notifications that I got $600 deposited in my account. I'm like, what fucking account? Where's it at? I can't have access to it.
Yeah,
Like,
please
but
show
they're
me. Give me a card. Give me a card over
well.
here.
I saw the card. There's almost $7,000 on this fucking card, and I can't get it. I don't have access to it. You know
Why
why?
not?
Because they want me to send a selfie and a copy of my driver's license because facial recognition software. Now I've used this card last year when I had unemployment. I never had to do that before. You sent it to me. Why would you need to verify my identification? You mailed it to me, government.
Send me
You
the
know.
card. I'll send him a selfie.
Well, you have to send them an ID, so we'd have to make an ID with your face on it. But
Yeah, but then I get the $7,000. Oh, dude.
also
Yeah.
you didn't hear this from me, but there's a cloaking app where you can take a picture of it and it changes the pixels just enough to where the facial recognition doesn't recognize you, but it looks
Well,
like you to the naked eye. But see, why did they do that out of nowhere? Now they
now,
want a
did you
picture
hear
of me.
about this? Did you hear about this? That the Israeli army just figured out cloaking technology, literally, like so that they can. So what they have is like these little like those fold up laundry baskets where it's just a tiny little thing, and then you go poof, and it's a laundry basket, right?
Yeah,
It
it's that,
expands. So they
but
have
it,
that
it
kind of thing, but it's a shelter light, right? So it goes around three sides of them, and as long as they're behind that thing, dude, it's
you
fucking.
can't see them.
They're invisible. They're like a boulder.
Yeah. Well, they have a better one where you can see right through you. Like there's a guy that did a video on YouTube. It's
Uh,
actually it's an invisibility cloak. Like it's a real
yeah.
deal. He can put it
Well,
up,
that's what this
and it just
is, and like heat detection. So it works for thermo and infrared. It's crazy.
well, we're fucked. We're fucked anyway. Because did you see the new Russian military outfits? The new fucking armor they have.
Oh yeah,
It's impenetrable. It can take a hit from
Terminator,
a tank. Yeah,
Terminator, bro.
yeah. So what do you think? UN's gonna be wearing that shit? Just put a blue
And
helmet on that and have it knock on your
well,
door and say, "Have you taken the vaccine?" Yes.
well,
Show us your
well,
papers.
and
Your
exactly.
papers.
So what do you think the what did you just call them? What do you think NATO is? I think NATO is the
It's the world. It's the world. It's the world government's military.
The NWO's military.
That's exactly
the
what
New
it is.
World Order's military, right?
100%, yeah. And they're laughing at us.
To enforce us to comply. And if you do not comply, you'll be put in one of the 5 huge concentration camps that are already built and staffed.
There's more than that. There's 5,
right? The FEMA
there was
camp.
There was 137 Walmarts that closed or something like that, and they fucking painted them grand, put barbed wire around them. This was like 5 years ago they did that, and they always had an armed
But I'm talking
staff.
FEMA camps where they got train tracks that go in them, bro.
Well, I know it's not going to be good.
They got us set up for concentration camps already.
My only friend, the end. Right.
Right.
I'm trying to find that clip that I have here. It's
somewhere between that song and one by
It's the end of the world as we know it. And Michael Stipe, you can't forget that.
Well, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Because that's skipping off into the sunset, the nuclear sunset, as everything goes to hell. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I
stand in the place where you were, so we can shoot you in the face. Here you go. Right. This is a terrifying thing right here. Listen to this one.
Most likely to be radical. We've got to cut this off at the beginning. There are always a certain number of young people who are alienated. They don't get a job. They lost a girlfriend. Their family isn't happy here. And we can watch the signs of that. And there are members of the community who will reach out to those people and bring them back in and encourage them to look at their blessings here. But I do think on a national policy level, we need to look at what self-radicalization means, because we are at war with this group of terrorists. They have an ideology. In World War II, Americans. If someone supported Nazi Germany at the expense of the United States, well, we didn't say that was freedom of speech. We put them in a camp. They were prisoners of war. Yeah. So if these people are
radicalized. If you don't want to take the vaccine, you're radicalized and you're an enemy of America and you're going to be put in a camp. He just fucking said it. That's a military general who said that.
Not only that, my brother, but what did Biden say? He said if you speak out against the government, you are a terrorist.
Yeah, so that sounds an awful lot like pre-war Nazi Germany, doesn't it?
The language has been changed to fit the scenario and to fit the goal at hand. And what is the goal at hand other than complete fascism, my friend?
It is reduce the world's population by 20%. And that 20% is going to be holding red, white, and blue flags.
But corporate takeover, right?
Well, I think runs the world now. The fucking the drug companies, obviously.
Yeah, it's the corporation of the United States, and not even our government just functions to let these supranational corporations do what they're going to do. And with AI, good fucking luck, dude. I mean, like, have people not seen the writing on the wall? Did you not see RoboCop? Did you not see Terminator? Like, what the fuck? Are you
I like how you're
me?
saying not see. That's funny.
Right?
You didn't do that on purpose either. Did you not see?
I had no idea. I did not mean to do
that. Yep. Well, how do you think they're going to tie our little
totally unintentional pun, and it was fucking perfect, right? Because we are duck stepping right now, bro. We don't even know it. Chop, chop, chop.
And the goose is going to cook us.
Oh yeah, we are frogs in a pot of boiling water, and we don't even realize we're sitting in a hot tub. We're like, oh man, 84 degrees. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, this is nice. I hope it gets up to 350, so we're fucking dead before the fucking shit hits the fan.
Well, I don't know about you. I'm 54. I just turned 54, so I'm lucky.
This is the type of scenario where you're going to see families where the father executes the whole family and then kills himself.
Well, it's going to be that. It's going to be that, or the father teaches his son how to shoot, and they go on a rampage. And I prefer that one.
Well, as long as they're shooting blue helmets, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go take out some 1%ers, son.
Have you seen Canada and Australia? How they have those blue helmet boots on the ground? And supposedly we do also. We have. See, when they come to town, they just go, "This is ours now.
I'll fight. I'll fight. Bro.
This is not your country anymore. This is ours." Well, they answered no one.
That's a foreign occupying. That's a foreign army.
Well, what do you think we have in the White House now? We have the occupant in chief.
Well, I'm not going that far. So you see, I don't agree with you there. See, we agree.
You think he's the most popular president of all time? You think anyone voted for him? Really?
Nobody voted for him. He's
45 million.
Senile. He's senile beyond belief. Nobody voted for him, but he's there.
Well, he's there because why? Same reason Justin Castro is up in Canada. Dominion voting machines, just like the guy in South America, quote unquote, won. You know why Trump didn't want to release his tax returns? Because he paid more money than Hillary did to win. That's why.
And the same reason. And then you got to say it's the same reason the guy that is in power in Brazil, right? It's a fascist takeover. Corporations are they're just grabbing shit.
See, I love people think communism is real. Communism is not real. They still use money. That's capitalism. It's just a really bad version of it.
No, it's a horrible version of capitalism. It's like the slavery.
It's the worst.
It's the wage slave version of capitalism, where the winner takes all, right?
100%. And no such thing as socialism. There's no such thing as democratic socialism. You can't have a democratic dictatorship. That's dumb. That's like when I tell my daughter, "Hey, do you want to go get pizza?"
Haven't tried it. We haven't tried it. See that? So we disagree on this too. I think in my utopian brain, it's achievable, right?
Are you forgetting about the human element, though? The greed that exists.
Well, yeah,
small guys.
People will try to fuck it up, so you would have to safeguard it, kind of like our Bill of Rights. You know
how? How do you safeguard it? By making it capitalism. That's how you safeguard it.
No, well,
you make it truly a democracy, because it never is. It fails every time. It doesn't work.
But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Capitalism with parameters, right? So I think we agree. We're just using different language, because I'm all about
parameters.
But there has to be parameters. Like every fucking business has to pay taxes. Period.
There are no. We don't have to pay taxes, because the taxes go to the government. They're the ones that are fucking everything up. I say we starve them.
Well, then you pay towards something, because something has to pay for the infrastructure, right? So Amazon.
If there's a hole in my street, why can't I fix it?
Amazon made $11 billion in profit because they had the infrastructure of the airports, the freeways, the highways, the bridges, all that at their disposal, right? If none of that was there, Amazon would not have happened, right? So that's that.
He would have built it. He would have built it.
Well, no. You see what I'm saying? They got to maintain it, or otherwise nobody else can do it, right?
Why can't it be a private company like a football stadium?
Well, it
gets money.
It totally could. What I'm saying is, it would have to be like an HOA, right? Like, okay, you got to chip in because we got to pay it forward.
Yeah, but check it out. My car rides just as well on dirt as it does on concrete. The tires wear out a lot less on dirt than they do on concrete. We don't need the government. What do you need the government for? What do they do for you besides make your life miserable?
Dude, I agree with you. All I'm saying is we got to cover the certain things that the government is supposed to be covering, and they're really doing a horrible job, which
they're supposed to fix the holes in the roads and keep the borders safe. That's all. Their only job. That's it.
That's it. But they spend tons of money on opening up foreign countries to corporate interest, and they use the military to do that. And they extort our money to do that. So, like, fuck them. Exactly.
But you just said we got to pay taxes. I say no taxes. Fuck taxes. Okay. What it is.
Let's recreate the language. Let's recreate the language right now. Right here, right now, you and me. We pay HOA fees. We pay an HOA fee. And that, we pay a fee to maintain our foreign borders. Safety within and safety without, but we don't have 1,000 military bases, right? Boom.
What about Native Americans? They just put their big guys at the border.
I think we fucked those people so hard. Like, I think we should just quit fucking them. Like, just quit reneging on.
Well, no, what I'm saying is they didn't pay into a government to keep their borders safe. They just put their biggest guys at the border.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we put our biggest guys at the border. We put a fucking aircraft carrier, one on the East Coast, two on the Gulf, and one on the West Coast. You want to fuck?
It's this
You want to
money
fuck
thing.
with us? You want to
It's
fuck with
this
us?
money
Bring
thing.
it.
Why is money worth money? Why is money valuable at all? What can you do with
Well,
gold?
Because somebody says, well, not even gold. Come on, dude. Money is just paper at this point. It's zeros and ones. So,
Well, no, but
it's
I'm saying like the original currency was gold, right? Why was gold valuable? Does anyone know why gold
right. Well, because
has
it's
any value at
rare,
all?
but
It's
because
not.
some
They used to find it
motherfucker.
in the streams in the 1840s in California. They just put a pan in the streams and just get the dirt off
Right,
of it, and
but
they're
it's
just laying right on top.
it's limited. It's a rare metal. Whereas diamonds, not rare at all. Right? Fuck tons. They just control a
Gold's
stream of them. Right?
gold's not either. The rarest minerals are like uranium and platinum and things that are way deep underground. Gold's just right on top. Fucking
Right, but there's
California would
only
shimmer with gold as you walked down the street.
what I'm
El
saying is
Dorado.
there's only a certain amount, right? Finite amount on the planet.
What can you
Right?
do with it though?
Well, it's great for electronics. The best
Okay,
microphones
explain
have a
that.
gold diaphragm.
Yeah, but explain that in the 1800s. Didn't have microphones or electronics back then, right? You couldn't feed your horse with it. You couldn't feed your family with it. You couldn't fuck it. You couldn't build a house out of it. Why is it valuable?
Good point. Maybe
It
because
should be.
maybe because the extraterrestrials told us it was. So we made stupid jewelry out of it, not knowing why or how it was valuable. But like,
I can tell
wow,
you.
the elders told us this shit was valuable, so I could see this, right? People just, and then they start wearing it, all right? Like, and I look at people that wear a bunch of gold, like, what the fuck? Like, really? In this day and
Yeah, like
age,
boy.
like, really?
He's like, boy, you must like getting robbed. Well,
Yeah,
I can tell you this.
exactly.
What
Knock
did
your
Bill Gates
finger
try
off.
to do? Bill Gates said he wanted to dim the sun, right? Is that what he said?
Well, he's buying farmland now.
Well, he also said he wanted to dim the sun to fight global warming, right?
Oh,
They always
yeah,
do
yeah.
this guise of helping us and making us safer and better. It's like, stop fucking with nature and we'd be fine.
Oh, yeah,
Teach
no,
a man to fish. Don't give
Bill
him one, you
Gates.
sucking piece of shit.
Bill Gates
But look at
is
this.
huge in the geoengineering realm. You're hip to that, right?
Dimming the sun, right? Gold dust needs to
Same
be in the
thing.
atmosphere.
But they're using aluminum dust.
But yeah, but gold dust is supposed to block the radiation in the atmosphere, so you
But
can pass through the
aluminum
Van
is
Allen belt.
cheaper. Aluminum is cheaper and more reflective. So they started with aluminum, but guess what? It also causes Alzheimer's and Asperger's. So
And it
maybe
also
it's
doesn't block radiation.
you're right, and it falls to the ground and poisons the soil where gold would not.
Soft metals do, like lead and gold. Why do you think they were doing those alchemy things back in the day, trying to turn lead into gold? That's not possible, people. But you couldn't tell that to the king. He wanted you to turn it into gold.
Help. Not with little help from our friend Satan.
Yeah, yeah. You can pray to Satan and have it down, but
Mr.
shit in one hand, wish in the other.
Crowley.
Bow, bow, bow. My
Good song.
daughter is the president's wife.
Yeah.
So
angered your daughter.
so the funny thing is that people think you're crazy if you start talking about gold dust in the atmosphere blocks the radiation for the Van Allen belt, which is necessary to go outside of the Earth's atmosphere. NASA,
Well, now
right?
have you heard of
Hey, NASA.
Ormus?
Warmus Redenbacher? Is he the guy to make popcorn? I'm just kidding. I'm trying to turn my nav screen off on my car. I can't remember how to do it.
Not Orville, but Ormus. So Ormus is white gold, powdered gold. So you can take gold, put it in a beaker with sulfuric acid, and swirl it around, and it will turn into Ormus, which is powdered gold. And it weighs nothing, but it still has the conductive properties. Now, people say that when you eat this stuff, it is the fountain of youth. And that people that lived like Methuselah and people like that, like of record that lived 900 years, they said they were enormous cakes. And if you look at Egyptian hieroglyphs, they're handing these cakes, and it's Ormus cakes, apparently. They're handing them the peasants are handing him to a giant in a chair, and the giant in the chair is, of course, like the Nephilim, right?
It's God.
The the in between phase between us, the direct inbred, right?
Well, that would be the Nephilim would be the demons who bred with the humans. The other ones would be the Nephilim and the
well, but they're not. But they weren't really demons. They were just angels that got horny.
No, that's the other one. We got messages there giving you compliments. Let me play these while I look that up real quick. I can't remember the name.
Hey now.
Oh, the very sexy and another thing is on the air tonight on stereo, and I got lucky enough to hear him.
I can feel him coming.
I'm gonna shake and shiver. And your co-host, I'm sorry, I'm not reading without my glasses, but I know another thing's voice, so I welcome you to the family, and I'll be listening. Another thing, yum.
No, this is like Elvis. Elvis is in the house. This is the Elvis under a different acronym because somebody kicked him off. And I believe it was the Stereo Community Council, one of those members.
Well, no check marks were involved in that one, but I think they were kicked off and they had been off for 3 months. But let's keep going with these here.
Oh, that's Elvis. I'm sorry, Elvis. I didn't recognize your voice. Hello, Elvis. Another handsome man.
Fine.
Very handsome.
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys, I'm listening. Tell me what to do.
Tell you what to do. Just like Bruce Dickinson said, run to the hills, right?
I'll be back in about a half hour. So if you guys want me to join the conversation, I'd be more than glad to. But give me about a half hour, 35 minutes, okay? Love you both.
I think she's getting
I think
TTB.
we're good without estrogen in this conversation. But tell you what to do. Take your finger and your forefinger, rub in a circular motion, and then take the other hand and do as thou wilt.
As above, so below. So put it in your mouth, too.
Form is
right.
gold. It's weightless, and it is I believe it's like it is invisible, or it exists but it doesn't exist type of material. I believe, is that correct? That's one of those healing materials, right? That if we ingest it, it can do wonders, like a miracle cure. Ingesting gold, monatomic gold, AU, mana.
That he nailed it. Monatomic gold. So monoatomic. So one atom, right? And also monoatomic silver, right? So I get this shit at a health food store, and it's like, I don't know, $14 for a small little bottle, but it's monoatomic silver, and you can drink silver, and it's good for you, man.
How about silver? It's really good for. I cured my. I had a little bit of MRSA, or like what do you call it?
Did you?
Call that you got to get for. You usually got to be hospitalized with it. What do they call it? Staph infection, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a
that you only get from a hospital, right?
Yeah, or jail. I mean, hospital. Yeah, you're right. It's called. I think it's called Armor. It's silver nanoparticles in this cream, and if you have a TENS machine, and you run an electric current through it, it fucking kills that shit right away, dude. I had it for a day. I put that cream on it, and I shot myself with it. I put my TENS machine, TENS unit, used for stimulating muscles. It sends a low voltage pulse through your muscle. I put that. Yeah, I put that one on either side, so it was activating that right through it. I'm telling you, it went away in a day.
You ever hooked your TENS unit up to your balls?
I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. I'm just going to say I ordered the second one after I wore the first one out.
Well, there you go. Because I was going to say you definitely need to try that. And we won't comment any further than that. But I got the recommendation from a friend, shall we say, and so now I own 2 TENS units. Yeah, because always got to have a backup.
Well, if you ever find yourself with MRSA or any infection, just get some of that. I think it's called. What is it called? It's a black and silver and red. It looks really fucking regal.
Well, but you named it though, nanoparticle silver. So once again, you're talking about a breakdown. So somebody's done a chemical breakdown to get silver to a one atom chain, right?
Yeah,
And
you can't see it.
That's what you're rubbing on.
It's clear.
So what I'm saying, bro, is gold, silver, like this. It's magic. And so I saw this documentary that was saying the reason extraterrestrials came here in the first place, and even test tubed us, was that there was all this monoatomic gold off the coast of Hawaii, and it's basically their fountain of youth. So that they landed here, extracted a bunch of that shit, and then some of them fell in love with some of our hot, hominid bitches, fucked them, created these Nephilim who were 15 feet tall. Then those then gave birth to the giant landrace people all over the earth, right?
They're still in caves in Afghanistan, by the way.
In Egypt, they have 7 and 8 foot tall skeletons, right?
They found them in the northwest, in the southwest here in the States recently.
In Chile and Peru, in the southwest of the United States, all over the earth. So at the same time, there were pyramids built, not by us, by the people that taught us, right? So
pyramids under the ground in Ireland, hundreds of them that dwarf the ones in Giza. By the way,
totally, dude. Totally.
And also, and Afghanistan.
And when the ice melts in Antarctica and on Greenland, we're going to see some shit, bro.
I don't think it's going to.
Guaranteed it. I feel it in my gut.
I don't think so. I feel it in my ass, but never mind. I passed out last night at a weird party.
Well, the Nephilim were not the angels. The angels had sex with son of man or daughter of man, and then the offspring of them, when they died, are the Nephilim, and they are stuck here to walk the earth for eternity because they can't go to heaven because they're not of God. These are the things that walk around in spirits, the dead Nephilim.
I don't believe the dead Nephilim. I think he's got it half right. I don't believe the dead Nephilim, but what they are is, so, extraterrestrials came down, fucked hominids, and that's the missing link, right? There's a missing link in human evolution, and that's what it is. These extraterrestrials came down, fucked hominids, gave us a huge leap in technology. They gave us agriculture, mathematics, music, astrology, and agriculture, if I didn't say that already. So huge leap. Like all of a sudden we went from cave people to fucking ba-boom cities, right? Sumeria and all over the world at the same time.
Actually, you should check out a friend of mine here, Full Spectrum Network, FS Network. He's on YouTube as FS Universe. There's a new theory of the first place where man comes in. Aboriginals from Australia. Aborigines from Australia.
They're the oldest peoples. Yeah, that's recently been proven. They are the oldest peoples. But what I'm saying is that that doesn't matter. What I'm saying is something came down and fucked them, right? And made all of us.
Well,
or maybe did not fuck them, but fucked a bunch of people on a bunch of other continents, right? And created all these half-breeds, which we are.
I don't think they made me and you.
Well, I think
we can't survive anywhere in nature on this planet, by the way. White folks.
Well, that's why I absolutely think I am from the heavens.
You have a God complex like a son of a bitch, don't you? We got 9 comments, man. Let's hit these.
Yes, run to the hills. Get you a little piece of land off of the grid next to a stream.
Well, that's why.
Wood burning stove, fireplace.
That's why global warming is bullshit. Because they're still selling beachfront properties to rich people. Don't you think they'd be selling mountaintop properties to rich people if global warming was a real thing and sea levels were going to come up? They wouldn't be selling rich people houses in Malibu. Come on now. Susie, you're waiting.
Rich people can buy a house wherever they want.
Yeah, but why would they buy a house on the beach if sea levels were going to rise and kill them soon? Global warming is bullshit. It's clear in every religious text that as long as the sun goes up and down, there will be changing of the seasons. That's a fact, Jack. It's in all the books.
Come on, bro. They know when the sea's gonna rise, and if a tsunami comes, they got the best of electronics around, so they know when to leave and go to their other house, and they got that other house. Right?
They also have Project Popeye, which makes them be able to destroy New Orleans at the drop of a hat. Project Popeye's weather manipulation that they've worked on since the 40s.
Now, have you heard this new thing, bro? That New Zealand is apparently the safest place to be.
Well, it's a big rock, right? It's like an island, but it's high up and it's far away from everything else.
And apparently, as far as the jet streams go, it would be like the safest place for nuclear fallout. Like, if there was a nuclear holocaust, which, like, let's examine that word Holocaust. Why do the Jews get to own that word?
It just means fire, conflagration that kills people.
Right. So fuck them.
They didn't even burn them all. I mean, that's not how they killed them. They didn't burn them.
No, that's bullshit. Yeah. Fuck the Jews.
Well, the Jews don't own it, just like the gays can't have a rainbow. It's for everybody. You know what I mean? Just like Elvis didn't steal black music, because what's black music? I just know music. Do you know black music? I only know music.
Well, come on, that's a thing. Elvis got famous by singing other people's songs.
But black people's songs or white people's songs?
Black people's
songs. Was it a big boy brought up? Was it a black guy or was he a white guy?
It was black.
How about the other guy? What about Bill Monroe? Was he a black guy or white guy?
Well,
he was a white guy. You know, he was the other side of the record too, by the way.
So Elvis was the pretty boy, the model that came along.
So when the people came over from Africa way back early, did they bring electric guitars with them, or did white people make that and give it to them? So whose music was what now?
Bro, slow your roll. Come on.
No, I'm just tired of people saying. See, you can't steal music, by the way. You can only make other artists rich by doing their songs.
No, that's not true. You could play somebody else's song, and it's happened a bunch. Led Zeppelin did this a bunch, right? The Lemon song.
It's called.
I want you to squeeze my lemon till the juice runs down my leg, down my leg.
It's called royalties. It's called royalties. If Dave Smith wrote a song and Dave
what I'm saying
is from the
I agree with you, but you're not hearing me, bro. Because there was a time royalties didn't start till like 1977. Did you know that?
Okay. Well, when you have your name on the record, you get the royalties.
No, before that, shit was common. It was in the common market. So
no, it wasn't. They had to buy it. They had to buy the songs.
Not before 1977. If you did your song, if you did your song, I could do my version of it, and that's how a bunch of people got famous.
Ask Rufus Thomas how that went. Did he get sued back in the day for doing Bearcat?
Dude,
that was a rip-off of Hound Dog back in the day.
Pull out. I'm not arguing with you, but I'm just saying, pull out one of your Led Zeppelin records and look at the credits.
That's called plagiarism.
Give anybody.
That's called plagiarism when you do that, and they get sued. But they didn't. When the person who penned the lyrics,
and Led Zeppelin was so big profile, and they never got sued, bro. They got away with it.
Sure, they did. They got sued. They got sued a lot.
No, not for stealing, not for plagiarism.
Tom Petty sued Sam Smith for totally ripping off his melody.
No, I'm talking about Led Zeppelin.
I know, but I'm saying everybody gets sued eventually. You know, the Offspring, they got sued by Agent Orange.
Zeppelin never did. And
yes,
they were blatant about it. And what I'm saying is it matured over time. It used to be, the laws used to be brutally open so that you could totally steal anybody's music. Because who was the record company? It was a corporation.
The band Led Zeppelin sued copyright in 2014 over claims of stolen opening riff from Taurus by the U.S. band called Spirit.
Right.
If you just go to Google and you write Led Zeppelin Stewed, it has
follow my logic.
Led Zeppelin
bro.
Stewed by Willie Dixon. Led Zeppelin Stewed.
Like we were talking about on a bigger level, corporations will fucking extract whatever, right? So who started record labels? Corporations. And they were just fucking musicians, bro.
That's not true. Leonard Chess was an individual. Sam Phillips was an individual. They started Chess and Sun Records. Now you're talking about RCA and all the big ones. Yeah, they're different. But you're talking about independent labels. They get bought by the big labels, or they sell their artists to them.
And even still, like even in recent times, you've heard of those. You've heard of like the bands that signed a bogus label and they owed the fucking label 8 albums, right?
Well, nobody would sign an 8-album deal. That'd be insane. You're dumb if you do that. You're supposed to get a lawyer.
In the 80s, that was common, bro. Common.
3-album deals
during the metal years, but people were selling a fuck ton of records, so they're like, I don't give a fuck. 8 albums, no problem.
Yeah, my brother, he signed a 3-album deal, like the old school.
By then, we'll make millions, and we'll. Yeah, but people just figure by then we'll make millions, and we'll buy the contract out, right, and renegotiate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's what you're gonna do.
Totally.
Well, Dick Dale and Joan Jett had it right. Put out your own records, and you sell them out of the back of your fucking car, and you'll make more money that way.
Well, not only that, dude.
Your masters.
You know who else did that? You know who else did that in fucking Oakland? Is the fucking Droopy Pants guy.
The Droopy Pants guy? What, pants on the ground?
You can't touch this.
MC Hammer. No, he was a slave. That's why he lost all his fucking money.
No, but he went crazy. But check this out. You know how he started, bro? He started in the parking lot going to ball games, to Warriors games and A's games, and he would sell his shit out of his trunk of his car while he had a boombox going, and he's fucking dancing.
Well, that's how Sir Mix-a-Lot did that. He had his own shit out.
Straight up. Yeah,
he was old. He was like an old man when he did that shit. Hey, we got 9+ messages, man. We're tearing it up. I guess New World Order Can Eat Dirty Cocks is a good title there. Hashtag comedy. Hashtag suck. Hashtag balls. Mindful.
Has to eat dirty cocks, maybe, but hairy ass cocks. Fucking Wookie cock. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Dave? How you living?
Hey, just so you know, your avatar looks like if Chum-Lee was a James Bond villain. You know Chum-Lee from the Pawn Stars?
Yep. Well, you know what I came up. You know how I came up with my my avatar? Is I'm on a safari for the truth, right? So I got my safari hat on. I'm plugged in. I'm plugged into my earpieces to do a podcast, and then I got these goggles. I got these bifocals, right? So like one of them sees normal, and the other one sees bionic.
You're like Joe Biden reading a teleprompter.
You know the thing. You know the thing.
Do you ever wonder why Joe Biden has a seam on the side of his neck in some of them fucking things he did? What's that all about?
That's where the chip goes in.
No, it's a mask. Where's Hunter? What? Remember, you ever notice how many times your eyes change color during your lifetime? Probably just once, right? It's very strange. I don't understand.
My eyes have never really changed color. They got a little lighter as I gotten older, but they've never changed color.
That's how it works. But Joe's went like dark blue, and then he went back to baby blue, and then colors Hunter's eyes.
All right, thanks for tuning in to another episode and another thing with Dave. Please follow, subscribe, and share. I'm on all social media and another thing with Dave. And keep seeking the truth.